Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to HearthCenter, where we talk about pro and only pro until next week when we finally have power rankings for Hero and Legacy. But for now, it's just pro. I'm Donde. I'm excited to be here tonight alongside TwoStarMako. Mako, how are you this evening?
Um, Doing all right. I got my wow, I am really zoomed in. Why'd you
Yeah.
zoom me in so much?
I just wanted everyone to see you.
Yeah, I don't like that, bud. You're gonna want to change that shit like real fast.
Wow.
Wow.
I guess we're feeling picky tonight. Okay.
What do you mean picky? It's literally never been like that in the history of Hearth Center. And
Good
now you
lord,
got me
man.
zoomed in on this like JPEG shit. Like I can see the pixels when I move.
All right, Brushy, how are you tonight? Do you have any complaints about the stream hopping before we get going here?
Mako is really zoomed in. Like
Yeah, what
that's never been a thing in the history of Heart Center.
I'm gonna
So
cut you
I'm
both
gonna
off.
I'm finna turn my I'm finna turn my video off. Like I don't like that shit.
Donde not expecting me to join up
There
on
you
him.
go. Is that
I
more to your
literally have done
liking,
this 2
Mako?
for 2. Yeah, it looks better.
Yeah, you mean like how I have my webcam set up? Yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
sounds about right.
Well, thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. That is not my co-casters because they are jerks. Lotus is not here this evening.
Yeah.
He's very mad that we still have not produced a four-paneled, uh, you know, show for him to have a picture. I'm just kidding. He had other plans, so he's not here. But he did provide us with some thoughts and picks and whatnot that we will get to in a little bit. So, haters are gonna hate. That's true. They are gonna hate apparently.
So I will
Except for
say
the haters
this.
here are Donde.
I was gonna say this earlier until I saw your like fucking JPEG quality shit. I I got my PS5 pre-ordered.
Oh, who didn't, man?
I'm waiting for Walmart to send
Me.
me that cancellation email, but until then, it's on the pre-order.
I failed to get to Walmart quick enough, which I think was the first place that actually enabled the pre-orders, if I'm not mistaken. And then
I was 20 minutes into them being live, and then when I had it pulled up, I went like all the way through checkout, and it told me they were out of stock, and I got
yeah,
super shitty. And then I left the website pissed off, and then went back into it, and then I tried it again, and then it was like confirmed, and I was like, okay, I don't know what happened in like that time frame, but that's kind of why I'm expecting to get some sort of email being like, nah, you
yeah.
thought you had it,
I
but you
ma-
really
I
don't.
managed to get mine from GameStop, which is basically me just hoping that the company doesn't fold before November. But
That's a good point.
I'm like, here, have my money. If it keeps you around for 2 more months to get me my console, then yay. But if I can
That's
get a pre-order
that's
through
really
like Amazon or
funny.
Best
Yeah,
Buy, I will gladly upgrade. And then if I end up with two PS5s, I end up with two PS5s, and I'll just sell one.
that's
No.
funny. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
So
GameStop's gonna go out of business before you can even get your
yeah,
PlayStation.
that's my hope. That they just get to November. That's all. But everyone here is excited as they are for our PS5 pre-ordering. Is here to talk about Hearthstone. So we're going to talk about some stuff that happened
Yes,
last week. Yeah, let's dive into the week 3 lineup meta that we usually start off with here. I'll pull that up on the screen for everybody to see. We had a pretty good range of different classes or different lineups here, but most of them were pretty dominated by Demon Hunter. 6 of the top 7 were Demon Hunter, and then one did not contain it, and that was actually the best lineup somehow. So, does that speak to the weakness of Demon Hunter? We will discuss here. But look at this top lineup: 7 appearances of Demon Hunter, Druid, Mage, and Warrior, 2 and 5 with a total 8 and 17 game score. That is just absolutely horrible.
that is trash.
Terrible. So, Tuna's laughing at something. What's funny, Tuna?
Uh, take that, Demon Hunter.
Take that, Demon Hunter. So we don't think that that's any other part of that lineup or the lineup as a whole. Like Druid, Mage, and Warrior appear very frequently elsewhere.
You can see the most winningest lineup has both Druid and Mage and Warrior.
Yeah, everything but Demon Hunter, just basically Rogue
Yeah,
instead. So
yeah, but Demon Hunter is a part of the second and third most winningest lineups. So I don't know. Maybe it was the players playing them.
It's possible.
Ooh,
it feels
true.
like it might have been the. It might have been like I'm trying to target something, and then it just that idea as a concept failed right there, because this 2 and 5 is just, it's not like, okay, we failed a little bit. That's like crash and burn. So it's really hard to
Yeah.
to say anything positive about that at all.
Looks like Donde's pro season every year.
Okay, 2 and 1 there, scrub. Let's not jump ahead to what happened last week. We'll talk about that shortly. But looking at the bans and everything from last week, this was another Warrior week, which has been the case so far every week. Not surprising there. Rogue also
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. And Warrior, just like last week, when not banned, was targeted. So that's a consideration you're gonna have to make each week at this point when you're crafting your lineup. Shaman, not 100% win rate. Sorry, Mako. Took a bit of a digger this week.
No, who lost?
At least one person twice, if not 2 people once. And then Warlock in a limited run did well, but 3 games is kind of hard to really put it on a huge pedestal. But Priest, 9 games, 22.2% was the worst class of the week. So let's talk about that for a little bit here.
Again,
Yeah,
it was worse last week too.
It was bad last week, but it got worse this week, and it's been on a downswing since week 1, where it actually did all right. Are we starting? And if you look at the top lineups there, not a single one of them contained Priest. Not a single one of the most popular lineups contained Priest. So is Priest no longer a viable bring in Conquest?
I mean, I think after the last nerf, it became not a viable bring. It's not doing well on ladder either, really. Like
Not
I don't
particularly.
know why you would logically bring priests anymore unless you're Kel and just have some affliction for it. Like
Well, it is doing better than Shaman, which some people love.
I mean, I don't know who the hell's playing Shaman here in pro and going 33%, but it's it's still higher than 22%.
So looking at HS Replay right now, there is no Priest deck in the top 2 tiers, which is everything over 50% win rate. So if you're playing a Priest deck, you are playing what is effectively a losing deck. Galakron Dragon Priest is the best on ladder at 47.6%, which, funny enough, is still a little bit higher than what we're seeing overall. So even if, let's just assume that every Priest that has been brought for the past 3 weeks has been Galakron Dragon Priest, the people playing it are still playing it below the standard win rate for it on ladder. And Resurrect Priest is also a tier 3 at 47.1%, which I personally have not seen one time on ladder. And then Highlander Priest right below it at 46.3. So all
I
these are
literally played
pretty
against
low.
a Res Priest last night, and it was the only Res Priest I'd seen in a real hot minute.
Well, it is effectively the
very
second Priest deck,
confused.
so that's explaining where Priest is at right now.
Yeah.
I think it's just like Warrior, like pretty much all Warriors are, except for Enraged Warrior, are really good into Priest on average. A lot of Druids are really good into Priest, and a lot of Hunters are really good into Priest, and those are some of our top classes. So like, I don't know if it's so much on Priest like actually being bad, or like, or just like it's just like not this week. So
yeah, well, I think it's just Priest being bad.
Yeah, it seems like if you get 2 weeks in a row,
it did well in the Masters Tour. It was doing pretty well in the Masters Tour. So it could just be specifically the THL meta is like just naturally brings decks that just beats Priest out.
Did it do well in terms of like
game
appearances in the top 8, or it was overall game winning percentage? I didn't know if it was just like, all right, these 8 players all happen to bring Priest.
No. It was
while the other hundreds
it was
lost
like one
with
of
Priest.
Some of the top decks or top like game win percentage decks.
Gotcha.
But for Mako, the Shaman people were Valdas and the Last Champ. Valdas went 3-1, so he has the 1 win on Shaman, and Last Champ went 1-3, or lost 1-3 last week. So he's 2 losses for Shaman.
I mean, it could have been the one loss. One of the losses could have gone to Heat Shock. That could have been his 1 loss. Or Valdas. Well, you said Heat Shock. You said Valdas. I thought Heat Shock for some reason. My bad.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But Valdas definitely has the win for the Shaman.
Well, the other thing I wanted to point out too is a big bounce back from Druid, up to just under 61% this week, and I think that might be more of an indicator of how swingy the class is. No matter what you do with that deck, you're or with that class, your deck is reliant on a lot of very key cards. And if you don't draw them, you're going to have a bad time most of the time. So looking at the win rate, they had a 61% week, and they only got up to 52% win rate overall. So that just shows you how far down Druid was. We might continue to see the pendulum swing in each direction. Hunter, big increase, but Mage stays consistently the best, it looks like. So, interesting, a couple interesting little stats there, and we will go ahead and, well, before I take out the screen, do you guys have any other stuff you want to talk about with it, or any final thoughts?
It's too late now. You took the screen out.
I put it back. Simple click of a button.
Nah, I mean, the overall win percentages don't really surprise me with Mage being number one right now. But
Mako, are you a believer in Mage? Mako, are you alive?
I couldn't hear anything.
Oh.
you can't hear us?
I couldn't there for a second, and I can now. What was it?
Are you a believer in Mage?
Oh, 100%.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to. I haven't submitted classes for the week, but
Gotcha. Hide that info. That info.
I am a Mage believer. I haven't brought it this season yet, though. So I mean, take that as you will. But I do think it's a strong deck.
All right. Well.
Decks, I guess.
Yeah. There's a couple. I mean, Cyclone, aka Small Spell Mage, aka whatever you want to call it. That is like the most popular version of Mage, but Turtle Mage is still kicking around. I don't think Freeze Mage is actually a thing. Someone can prove me wrong. That's totally fine. And Highlander Mage, I think, has fallen pretty far out of favor too.
Speak for yourself.
And C-Max says Mage got buffed because of the Jaina skin. Not the way Reddit sees it, my friend. Not the way Reddit sees it at all. They're very mad.
I didn't think we took anything from Reddit community seriously, but
oh well, they're just mad because as Buck.
I know why they're mad.
No new emotes or anything. No new voice lines. Yeah.
But Reddit outrage does not really grab my attention. I mean, I bought it, so
I did not buy it, but not to say I won't buy it.
I'm not toxic. I don't emote during my games, so
no.
I just do it for the cool portrait. So I don't care if there's new voice lines or anything.
Well, there you have it. Well, let's move on ahead to the recap from last week. First of all, of course, we're gonna show you what our picks looked like from last week, and we can see another very average week from myself at 17, better than it's been, but still below Lotus and Mako, and coming in last so far on the season. Worse than a coin flip, picking overall.
Talk about this week.
Brushy, you were you were a little bit stumped apparently in week 3, and that's okay because you're still only 1 point out of first.
Second place.
Yeah, still only 1 point out of first, so you had that big of a lead. But our new leader Mako,
13-point week, and you're still in last, Donde.
That's okay because plenty more weeks to go, my friend. Plenty more weeks to go. So not a. I mean, it's funny enough because Lotus obviously had his best week and he's not here tonight. He would be gloating up a storm, but sorry, Lotus. It's not our fault, man. So, all right, let's talk about those matches. So our first match from last week, that's the previews for this week. That's not the right button. My thing was flipped. There we go. Hyper Horizon versus the Beard Boys. 14-12 Hyper Horizon. So this was another very close win. Hyper Horizon now back-to-back wins after their first week loss over a team that has struggled mightily. I know the Beer Boys are 1-2, but they're currently sitting in 11th place, which actually the standings are not up on the screen for some reason. Let me get those up on the screen so everyone can see it. But they are definitely reeling right now.
By the way.
Yeah, you got to click like 6 buttons to get this working. Don't you criticize till you sit in my chair.
Why would I sit in your chair? I have my own chair.
I know. I wouldn't want you to sit in my chair. It probably wouldn't be able to withstand us. So positively at the top there for the Beer Boys, always just in time, and Honest Abe wins. Justin is now 3-0 on the season and looking pretty unbeatable. Zabe off to a much better start this season than last, so these are definitely bright spots for the Beard Boys overall. But Myanodon got swept by Liquid Ox. Gamer RBG did beat Gitnit, who is no longer a sub, now is a permanent replacement for Booze, and D-Money took out Inzi 3-2. So, Hyper Horizon continuing to win the close matches. However, this is a team that struggled, the Beard Boys. Is the 14-12 still a concern, even though they got the win, Mako?
I don't think so. I think you're just looking at a strong team in the Beard Boys that's struggling to get these close wins. No, I don't think I don't think we should expect them to just completely stomp every week. I don't think that's fair to them. I mean, that's kind of like what WashU did last season, but this isn't WashU. This is a different team. We just compared them in like terms of strength on paper. So I think our expectations for them are kind of like through the roof based on a team that's completely different from them from a completely different season. So I think I think they're still one of the strongest teams. I think they're still a team that everyone needs to look out for. Although looking now, I also see that they have had the second easiest schedule thus far.
That is true. And somehow, despite the win, they fell 2 spots this past week from number 1 to number 3. Obviously, very, very tightly contested at the top there. And the Beard Boys fell 2 spots of their own. But again, very, very clumped together there. The difference between them and 3 spots ahead of them is only 2 points. So that's an easy thing to overcome. And Brushy, what are your thoughts here on the Hype Horizon versus the Beard Boys?
Hyper Horizon is probably arguably one of the better teams, or if arguably like the best team in pro right now. So I thought this was a pretty good week by the Beard Boys, who's another pretty strong team, and I think they made their mark here this week. To even though they're only 1-2 on the season, I think this close of a loss to Hyper Horizon is Beard Boys' way of saying like the rest of the schedule should be afraid of us. Like I think they're going to do very well on this down stretch, and I think this week proves that.
Yeah, I think we talked about it before. They were, I think, a consensus number 1 team in the preseason for all of us. So not surprised to see them continue to win. Not surprised if that continues to happen. Just to run through the picks real quick from last week, I had 3 of the 5 right. Actually, both Mako and I had 3 out of the 5, and Brushy, you only had 2 of the 5 here. And Lotus got 3 as well. So most of us, I think, predicted the... actually, all of us predicted the Hype Horizon.
No, I got 3.
Victory.
He said yeah.
Mine just doesn't highlight correctly.
Right? No.
Does it?
Oh yeah, your thing keeps messing up.
Yeah, because I got Myanodon, Gamer, and D-Money.
Oh, you did get Myanodon.
So that means you got 4.
Myanodon lost, man.
Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 2.
Okay.
I'm just so excited for Myanodon that I hope he wins.
Don't you slam on Hat's ability to auto highlight your wins?
Listen, it's been broken like every week until hopefully now. He said he fixed it, so see what happens.
Diamond pointed out that there are 5 Master Tour players in this match from last week, which is definitely a lot of them. Imagine not subbing the week you play in a Master Tour. Yeah, nobody subbed. Nobody subbed from Hyper Horizon, so yeah, they were just like whatever.
Yeah, they all played before Friday. Like a lot of them played Thursday.
All right, moving on to match number 2, Bad to the Bone versus F2L. This one was another one that I'm sure Lotus would love to be here for. This was an absolute stomping. One of the bigger disparities of the week. And Bad to the Bone just really proving why they are at the top of the standings right now, taking out a team in F2L who'd been surging to a 2-0 start. And now F2L's trying to probably look for, to see what went wrong, to see if they can correct that this week. On a personal level, I hope they do not to be followed up on. But Adamos with a win over Itachi in the 1. Avi sweeps Berserk. Lotus Knight sweeps Rescue Wabbit. A2 with a win over Jammies. And Snake gets the only win as a sub for F2L over Satiros. So this was not only a strong statement win for Bad to the Bone, but might be worrisome a little bit for F2L. And now I know we've been pointing out in chat and whatnot the 18.00 average opponent score, which is that AOS there. So it's basically to tell you how hard of a schedule this team has had to this point in the season. And it takes into account where the teams that they are playing are at that point. So if you play a team now that's 3-0, that's going to make your schedule look really, really difficult. But if another team plays that team later down the line in the season, and they're 3-4 at that point, it's going to impact their opponent schedule rate a little bit lower. So that's why there'll be like slight differences, but overall it should be generally pretty close. So that's why F2L has had a tough schedule to start with, and they're still hanging in there. Brushy, I'll start with you on this one. I think we all kind of had Bad to the Bone winning here, but I don't know if actually Lotus had them sweeping for obvious reasons. But Brushy, you were the only one who was on the F2L train, so what happened here?
Sometimes you gotta take risks, man. I mean, this is a hard matchup to predict. I mean, all these players are pretty close in skill level for like their respective seed that they played each other this week. So it could have. I think it could have gone either way. I didn't expect 2 sweeps from Avi and Lotus. I expected Berserk to at least, and Berserk and Rescue App take some games, but good players, just sometimes sweep. So
they do. Mako, your thoughts here?
Oh, never mind. That was banned. I was gonna say it was interesting. Avi swept with that priest, but Berserk banned the priest. So now I'm wondering, where that came from. Sorry, I'm still like looking at some of these how these matchups played out. Everybody on the side of F2L that brought priest lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Avi brought his priest but didn't get to play it.
I guess ultimately the priest would have had to win that match if it wasn't banned, so somebody would have had to win with priest there.
Yeah. True. We talked about last week how Bad to the Bone's one of the top teams in the league.
Format series.
Just league format series. That's usually my job. And they're just killing it. I'm honestly surprised Brushy picked a 4-1 for F2L. But
Listen, sometimes you gotta take risks. And plus it's fun to see Lotus Knight get a little mad when you pick against his team.
Very true.
Home. I don't think they're gonna be submitting it this week, but we'll see.
We will see. And we'll talk about that when we get to the preview section. So moving on to match number 3. One of the best stories of the season so far is for the boys. They beat Canadian Clown Fiesta 17-9. For the boys, now 3-0, and that's after they lost the
5-0 here.
They lost the best player in THL last season in Base Tank, and they have not missed a beat, really. Dabs finally gets his first W on the season. I'm sure not his last. And then Mata got a win 3-2 over Corden. German Shep 3-1 over Phoenix. Wengor was the one winner for Canadian Clown Fiesta with a 3-1 over Facho. And Buck Nasty advances to 3-0 as well over Tweeg with a 3-1 win. So, Mata gets his first win technically. You're correct, because as we talked about last week, there was a DQ. So yes, he gets his first win as an actual player in a match of Hearthstone and not just on paper. But Dabs is a big one because we know he's capable. We know he's a great player. And to see him sitting at 0-2 to start was just not that likely. So Mako, for the boys, loving what they're bringing to the table right now. Do you think this is sustainable for them? Do you think they're in second right now, just a couple points out of first place. Do you think that's something that we'll see as the season goes on here for them?
I'll say this, and I'm gonna get shit for it because Diamonds in chat here, calling out how I predicted this matchup completely right. I foresee for the boys slight fall off here in the near future. I don't think that this is going to sustain throughout the entire season. I don't think they're gonna fall to the bottom. Don't get me wrong, that's not gonna happen. But I don't think we're gonna see for the boys in first or second place, come a couple of weeks from now. I think they're gonna be. I think we'll see them hovering around 4th or 5th.
I mean, that's certainly respectable with the power level of this series.
For
so
sure.
There's no shame in making the playoffs in 4th place or anything like
I
that.
I don't think the undefeated is going to continue.
I mean, he's on the team.
I guess not a super bold claim to say that you don't think a team will go undefeated. I don't think any team will go undefeated in pro, just by the nature of A, the game that we play being random and having some swings, and B, the strength of all the teams. There's good players on every single team in this series. So yeah, to say that they won't go undefeated, I don't think is in any way a slight or incorrect. It is most likely the truth. But for now, I'm sure they're enjoying this 3-0 start. But now they got a little bit of a target on their back. Everyone sees this team going out here and winning, and they're going to prep real hard. Tuna, what do you think about For the Boys? And I guess for that matter, what do you think about Canadian Clown Fiesta? They're a little bit slow start compared to how hot their team came out of the gate last season.
I think Canadian Clown Fiesta is a pretty solid team overall, like a middle of the pack that can fight for that last playoff spot type deal. And they just ran into a team that's I think for sure is making the playoffs. So this was I think this was a much win, like a much needed win for Canadian Clown Fiesta to prove that like they can really fight with these the top dogs of the series so far. But I hope to see them regroup and like push hard here in the second or closer to the rest of the season and make a playoff push. But overall, like I think this was pretty solid for a For the Boys win.
And for what it's worth, too, when we did our initial preseason projections, none of us had For the Boys as a playoff team. Mako, you were the highest on them at 6th place. So do you still think that they're going to get 6th, or do you think they're going to exceed that at the end of the season?
I think we're looking at higher than 6th for sure. Mako is our biggest fan. Yeah, we'll go with that diamond until you see predictions for this upcoming week. I think we're looking at like playoff contender here. I'm not gonna call anybody a playoff team right now except for Bad to the Bone, but I think we're looking at playoff contender here. But I definitely think higher than 6. Definitely at least top 12.
There you go. There's our bold prediction. Hot take right there.
Top 12 by the end of the season.
There you go. So let's move on to the next match. This one was Aeon versus Due Process, and it was a close one. 13-10, Aeon does manage to hold on, even though Due Process started the week very, very strong. Goose smashed me into oblivion 3-0, and FBM2 beat Neji on stream as well 3-1. But unfortunately for Due Process, that is where the wins would end, as Markshire got a W over Mr. Python, and Arhat and Risen both got wins over Boolean and Dr. BOMD. That one was late on Sunday too, so we were just sweating that one literally the whole week. It was like 11 p.m. on Sunday, Eastern time. So up until that very moment, Aeon was still losing. But this is a big comeback. Aeon really needed this to stay in the top 4 discussion. But is the 3-point win, is it less than we probably wanted? Yeah, obviously we want to get all the points every week. But I think as long as you can put up anywhere between 12 to 15 points a week, you're probably going to end up in the top 4. So, Brushy, I'll start with you as the only non-biased member of this panel. What were your overall thoughts here on Aeon versus Due Process?
The 1 seed makes sense. That matchup makes a lot of sense.
Woof.
Easiest prediction in my life.
Easiest prediction in Mako's life. I don't even remember if I picked Donde. I think I did.
I think you did, actually.
Oh, man, I had an Aeon sweep. What was I thinking?
Donde picked Donde. Or Brushy and Donde.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of rough. Due Process has pretty solid teams overall, or pretty solid players overall, but struggling a little here at the beginning of the season. And I think Aeon, I think needs to get some bigger point wins. I don't know. If you guys keep winning this close, I think you're going to get bounced from top contentions very shortly.
Yeah, there's a pretty big gap between us in 4th and Hype Horizon in 3rd right now. 8 points. I mean, pretty big by this point in the season standards. 8 points is hard to overcome in a single week unless the team above you gets absolutely crushed and or you as a team go out and get a huge win. So odds are that Aeon, the ceiling for the time being is that 4th place spot, and that's all right. But a win is a win. I feel personally that obviously I didn't contribute a whole heck of a lot this week, and that is not what I was going for. But Goose played very well in our match, and there's nothing really else to say about that.
Yeah, I noticed you got that priest in that lineup, and
yeah,
you lost.
It lost 2 games. Shocking nobody, I suppose. By the actually, wait, did it? Yeah, no, it lost 2. I played it twice, and I played the Warrior once. The Warrior was an extremely favored matchup for me, and Risky Skippers were just completely, or the second Risky Skipper that I desperately needed to stay alive just decided to hide, and that.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have wasted the first one.
Yeah, had to burn that sucker on like turn 5 against Demon Hunter, and never really stabilized. Unfortunately, it was that or just die then, and I did what I had to do to live, but it was not to be for the whole game. So, yep, no, it's not blaming the bad draws or anything. It's it's the way Hearthstone goes. So, Mako, as team captain here, are you happy with a 13-point week?
Happy with that 0 I see at the top by our 1 seed, but
who is still the 1 seed, by the way, this week, so congratulations.
Fucking great. Yeah, I mean, a win's a win. We get the +4. We go on with our day. So, I mean, can't be mad about it, right? Like, I'm not like my middle school basketball coach who would get shitty when your team won because you didn't win by enough points. But like, yeah, I mean, we won. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, I got all of them right here except for Neji. I mean, you're gonna lose to Itachi too. But
baby girl, that don't happen. That blood rivalry is real. I don't lose to Itachi anymore.
No, you're losing to Itachi.
I literally said last week there are like 3 matchups that I always pick. It's you losing this season. It's you losing, Itachi winning, and I have Heat Shock winning. Like, those are like my go-to so far, and 2 of those are against each other, so it made it really easy. But yeah, this pre-spring, man. This pre-spring. Where was I at when you were doing this?
Yeah, where was the captain at this time?
I don't know.
I'll out myself right now. I don't do a whole lot of prep help here. I'm not gonna, show up in the Discord and take credit for our wins.
Listen,
like, I don't do a whole lot of prep
than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, but like when you have 5 caliber players like this, you can usually just like let them run free.
That's the nice thing about,
especially like 4 of them for sure you can let run free, and then your 1 seed you probably got to watch a little bit.
That's the nice thing about captaining the board team, is like, what are they gonna get? I say, are they gonna get DQ'd? And then all of a sudden, they're gonna submit illegal cards and priests in the finals.
Yeah.
So yeah, never mind. I guess I gotta backtrack that statement. But no, I mean, they don't need it. Although evidently someone does if they're submitting fucking priests.
And it was priest when Hat got DQ'd too, so it's just a priest thing,
yeah.
I think.
Just stop bringing priest, guys. Like, just don't.
Well, speaking of priest, on our 5th match, there were 2 priest springs, and shockingly, they both were the teams the players that lost. So, Tap Last gets a W, 15-8, strong win for them over the Unknown. And you can see the last champ at the bottom there. Brought priest, brought shaman, brought home a loss, unfortunately, for Tap Last. But Skittles, Lawful Dog over Skittles, and your Mumcat over Ron Mexico in the 4 and the 3. Both get sweeps. C-Mac with a sweep of Icicles at the top there. C-Mac putting that week 1 loss behind him and just not really worried about it at all. Nails subbed in, and Brushy, you took him down. That was one of the only 2 wins for the Unknown. So congratulations on picking up the W there. But overall, rough week for the Unknown. So Brushy, take us through what happened here. You still there, Brushy? Did we lose you? that hotel Wi-Fi? All right, we'll talk to Mako instead. Mako,
sure.
What did you think about this matchup?
I'm pissed because I had a Unknown sweep, and they lost 3-2, so I'm a little pissed here. But yeah, it definitely surprised me. It definitely surprised me. Like I definitely got thrown for a loop in some of these matches. Last champ bringing the priest and the shaman is for sure an interesting bring. Although Solo Jazz bringing the warlock, this whole like matchup, like the more you like look at this matchup, the more like weird it gets. I don't know, man. I got surprised.
I think
they got me.
It would be so much easier for us to pick these matches after we see the classes. Like, I mean, I know that. Like, I mean, I picked Solo Jazz to win over the last champ, but if I saw those classes, I would be doubling and tripling down on Solo Jazz winning, just because, like you said, that shaman is so out there and Priest has struggled so hard, and coming from a guy who brought Priest.
If I saw the Priest, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Not the shaman, but he's probably not bringing the good shamans.
I mean, I don't know why they call him and to win, because if you bring him, you and to losing. So.
Okay, Lotus.
I had to keep the spirit of Lotus alive, even though he's not. Brushy, is Brushy on his phone now?
I am on my phone. The entire internet crapped out here at the hotel. So.
Yes, we noticed that you were just a static image for a little while, and we were trying to talk to you. So, thank you for jumping back in so quickly. So we're talking a little bit about the unknown struggling this week. So why don't you take us through that here versus Tap Last?
We took some risks. Some people wanted to try out some different decks that they really haven't brought before that they've been doing well with on ladder, and see how they did. And that didn't work out for a lot of people. Ron's loss versus Yo Bumpcat, I don't blame Ron at all for. Watched the replays, and Ron got high rolled out. Like I was gonna say a word that I'm not allowed to say. He just got high rolled, and there was nothing he could really do to like prevent it. So. Tough loss. I think we could have won, but getting 3 sweeps or getting swept 3 times is, not what you want as a team trying to fight for.
No, I really wish you have told me that the unknown guys were bringing new stuff this week before.
Well, we usually talk. We usually get together after HearthCenter.
Oh, great! Cool.
So, like that's usually what I do after HearthCenter is I go hang out with the unknown guys and talk about our picks.
Well, I'm sure the unknown will be looking to bounce back this week. They are sitting down near the bottom of the standings right now. Tap Last has been rising steadily. Well, not steadily, but spiking up, I suppose, because they jumped 5 spots here as they were hanging out at the bottom of the standings themselves last week, and now they are much more reasonably situated at the middle of the pack. So we'll see if they continue that roll into week 4 here, and we have one last match to talk about, and that will be the Windkeepers versus the Mash and Weishas. Weishas get their first win of the season 16-11 over the Windkeepers, who have lost the last 2 weeks now after their first week win. So Windkeepers got a W from Agent PWE over Heatshock, which I'm sure was a little bit of a surprise for most. ESO Glocta subs in, but previously played for the Weishas, gets a W over Clone. Valdis wins over Easy Bake. And then G-Kick gets his first win of the season over Roadrunner 3-2. And Ufric gets his first win over Free Hong Kong in the 5. So a lot of close matches here. Three of the series went to 5. Only one sweep, and that was ESO Glocta over Clone. Windkeepers need to rally a little bit after that week 1 start. Weishas have been moving up here. They moved up 5 spots this last week into the 5th spot overall. So, good team, I think, is just starting to heat up a little bit in the Weishas, but the Windkeepers are who I want to talk about a little bit more. I think that this is a team that's definitely capable of getting some more wins, but just not to be this week against the Weishas. So, Tuna, what did you think about Windkeepers versus the Weishas?
I listened to everything you said, but I really can't see the scores and stuff. So yeah.
I am
trying to get
loving
my
your
at the same time.
I'm loving the little video setup we got for Brushy here. It's like his face is just like right there in your face. It's so big.
I'll put my phone down somewhere. Go there, phone.
No, he's joking because I intentionally zoomed in on your face.
Oh, did you?
Because
okay.
Because Pond jokingly said in chat, Brushy looks too zoomed in because of the Mako zooming in at the start. I was just giving the people what they want.
We'll figure it out. We'll put you all way over here. Zoom in now, Donde.
Don't you tempt me, man.
Oh no, I'm scared. There is one thing I do know offhand about this match is Heatshot played Agent PWE in Pro and lost, and then he played him in Legacy later that week and beat him. So,
all right, so
Heatshot did get his revenge. Yeah,
that happens.
Both in the same week.
That reminds me of the time that Twos and I played back-to-back on stream, and we went 1-1.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, it's everything in balance. Everything in balance. So Mako, what do you think here? Windkeepers versus Wishes.
Outcome not that unexpected. I think this is the outcome that we kind of foresaw coming. But yeah, I think that we might need to just kind of forget about the WashU of last season and look at this team as they are now, because it's really hard to like put behind you. You know what I mean? This team that absolutely dominated the regular season last season, but struggling now. So I want to say like it's super surprising that he was even this close, but I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
I get it. Yeah, I mean it's you only have one season of their work to compare them to, and as Spawn points out, they're only 3 points out of fourth right now, which is in no way terrible, especially at this point in the season.
Which is crazy too that they're in fifth place and they're 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of really close matches. Even when teams do win, they're not getting a ton of points. So
yeah,
I think that's the key. It's always been the key in THL is even if you lose, pick up points, keep your team hanging around, and then when you do win, the wins will bump you up a little bit more, but the losses don't hurt you as bad if you do pick up, like the Windkeepers picking up 11 points. That's not getting crushed. 11 points is still 11 points.
Yeah.
So. All right, so let's move on to the recaps, or the previews. Oh my God, what happened on the stream? Oh no, we have a Brushy takeover. Brushy, say hi.
I can't see anything because I still don't have access to Twitch. I just have Discord up on my phone. Hey, what up? Oh, what up? TTT, Total Tuna Takeover.
Oh man, that was a good joke. Funny. Just joking here. All right, let's.
Have Tuna do an ad read.
Yeah. Tuna, why don't you do an ad read for us right now?
Oh my God, I got it working now. Donde, why am I so close? Bruh.
And no clue.
All right, ad. Y'all like THL and like supporting us? Subscribe or follow. The money helps us run these events in the off season, and the follow just lets us know that y'all are enjoying our content and having a great time. My ears. Oh, am I loud? I have no idea. I've never used my phone Discord before. This was just an emergency last second thing because this new hotel sucks for internet apparently. Subscribe. If we're doing a great job, let us know. If there's anything we can improve on, let us know too. I don't know what the rest of this commercial is supposed to be, but y'all stay beautiful, THL.
Hey, thank you. We did want to point out that obviously if you have Twitch Prime, you can sub for free, and allowing
Well, it's not using your Gaming Prime subscription
Gaming Prime.
now.
They changed the name of it. I apologize.
Or Prime Gaming subscription.
Whatever it happens to be. That is what it... Sorry. Let's get you off the screen. It's very disconcerting.
I'm just so big. What happened?
Been on there for a while.
I'm just now getting into it, so I'm gonna have to watch this VOD.
This off the rails. So let's preview some matches. Top of the list here is probably the best match of the week. Bad to the Bone versus For the Boys. This is a matchup of First place and second place right now, the only two undefeated teams remaining in Pro Series, and only one of them will be undefeated guaranteed after this week. Well, I guess
That's not true. They can
technically
tie.
they could tie, and they could be. Then they will no longer be, completely flawless, but they will be undefeated. So yes, this is a big matchup. Adamos versus Buck Nasty, Avi versus Fischel, Lotus Knight versus German Shep, A2 Battleship versus Mata, and Satiros versus Dabs. Even the two players that have the losing records currently, it's still a humongous match for the two of them. So I expect this one to be a fun series. I do think this is going to go to Bad to the Bone. I have everybody getting a W. Or wait, I'm looking the wrong week. Nope, I was wrong. I have this one going for the boys. My bad. Sorry for the boys. And Diamond particularly. I probably scared you a little bit there, but no, I actually have Adamus and Avi getting wins in the 1 and the 2, and then German Shep, Mata, and Dabs getting wins in the 3, 4, and 5. So Donde does believe in you, my friend. I think that you guys are going to win a close one this week. Mako, why don't you let Diamond down gently?
Okie dokie.
No, slam him off the ground. Just
how do I say this? So I have. Sorry, I gotta get myself over to week 4 here. And let me get myself onto the right. There we are. I do have it 3-2 Bad to the Bone. I have For the Boys winning in the 1 and 5 seed. So Buck Nasty and Dabs. However, I do have Avi, Lotus, and A2 winning in the 2, 3, and 4 seeds. So if this is anything like last week when I got the last For the Boys matchup 100%, they may be a little bit worried. Because I might be predicting their loss here. I think you underestimate the power of Mata. I picked him to win last week. What are you talking about?
And he actually won.
And he won.
it's true. He did.
So, not underestimating it. Because I did give him a win. So I just think I'm in full control of the fate of For the Boys
For the boys.
on a week by week basis. So whatever I say goes when it comes to For the Boys.
I think what Mako's doing right now is angling for some sort of bribery type of arrangement.
Diamond says he goes PayPal.
Well, apparently his angling is working.
That's funny.
All right, Tuna, what do you think about this one?
If I remember correctly, because I can't even access the page,
I will let you know.
I think I had Adamos, obviously, and Lotus Knight winning, and then Mata and Dabs winning. So I think I had it 3-2 Bad to the Bone.
You were correct until you said the Mata and Dabs part. You meant the Mata and Dabs losing.
Did I have it? Wait.
You said I have Buck Nasty for show, or you? Oh no.
No,
wait,
I said I had
sorry.
Adam, Avi, and Lotus Knight winning, and then Mata and Dabs winning, right?
You actually were you were entirely correct with your picks. You were right. I was looking at the wrong thing again.
Let's go.
So yes, you do have a 3-2 win for the Bad to the Bone team, and Lotus, shocking nobody, picked Bad to the Bone to sweep. So not even worth really talking about his homer picks there, because he was always going to do that.
Yeah. I like right now that I can see the Twitch a little bit. I like that I look like some random like sitcom that every once in a while, like I'm like looking at my computer right here trying to get it to work, and every once in a while I just like make like contact with the camera, like a fourth wall break.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know if anyone else is getting that vibe, but that's how I feel.
Well, we're happy you're sticking it out with the mobile internet, regardless, to keep the content flowing here on the channel. So thank you for
absolutely
for working through the technical difficulties. So our second match.
I'm just gonna yell at my hotel after this.
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely should get them to bump up the GBs.
Yeah, exactly.
Pump up the jam.
So we've
Pump up the jam.
Match number deuce for the week: Hype Horizon versus Canadian Clown Fiesta. It's Hype Horizon third place right now. Canadian Clown Fiesta is in 8th. So this one on paper looks like a Hype Horizon favored match here, and I will basically jump all in on that, because I think Hype Horizon gets a sweep in this one. Cool Kid, McBanterface, Liquidox, Gamer RVG, and D Money all advance to 3-1. So not too much of an exciting pick on my end. So I'll let you guys take it away. Tuna, we'll start with you. Actually, Tuna, why don't you just also express your quick view on this one?
Who is it? This is the Hype Horizon versus Canadian Clown Fiesta.
Yeah.
Did I have this 5-0 Hype Horizon?
You sure did, just like me.
Okay.
So both of us on the same train of thought there. Mako, you did not have this as a sweep for Hype Horizon. So why don't you tell us what you think's going to happen here?
I did not. I did have I did have this as a 4-1 with the win going to Corridon on the side of the Canadian Clown Fiesta. So it was it was close. It was almost a sweep, but alas, it was not a sweep.
I do see Cool Kid in chat here. I will let you know that Lotus has this as a 4-1 win for Hype Horizon, but he has you losing to Tweeg. So since he's not here to defend himself, you can feel free to say any of the mean things that you would like to say to Lotus right now, and we'll pass them on and let you know exactly how much he cried when he heard it. But as it stands, yeah, this seems like a lopsided match. Hype Horizon, one of the best teams out there, and Canadian Clown Fiesta is strong, but I don't know if they'll be able to withstand the onslaught that they're probably going to endure here from Hype Horizon. I think this one is probably the easier pick of the week, unfortunately. Mostly on the strength of Hype Horizon, not anything about Canadian Clown Fiesta's strength. So any other thoughts before we move on to match number 3?
Nope.
All right. Let's see here. It is going to be Aeon versus F2L. So, Aeon in 4th, F2L in 6th. This is a rematch of basically two teams that have been around forever in Pro. But, in particular, 2 seasons ago, the finals, Aeon played F2L and lost. And F2L, that was the whole priest incident with our hat. But I will be playing Itachi. Neji will be playing against Glee. Markshire against Berserk. Ridiculous Hat against Snake. Risen against Jammies. And my total homer pick is that we sweep, as always. So my opinion is completely invalid. Mako, what do you think's going to happen here? I think everyone is
I'm going to give
know.
you a guess.
I'm
going to give you a guess. I will. You know what, Donde? I want you to tell me what I put without looking.
I don't even need to look. It's the easiest thing ever. I'm going to lose and everyone else is going to win for our team.
That damn Skippy. I have a 4-1 with Tachi taking the win in the 1 seed.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
I know you hope I'm wrong.
Brushy, you're completely
I
wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too.
You have more to say about me?
Yeah, I was gonna say I hope I'm wrong too, because if I'm wrong about that specific matchup, then that means we get more points.
That's
so
true.
I hope I am wrong as well.
All right, Brushy, what do you think about Aeon versus F2L?
Did I have this 3-2 FTL? I think
you did.
I think I had Tachi in the 1, Neji in the 2, Berserk in the 3, probably Arhat in the 4, and then whoever the F2L 5 seed is. I think I had Jammies over Risen.
Yeah. That is exactly correct, and you are exactly incorrect that all this is going to happen. I'm the only one who picked me.
We'll see.
Because Lotus also thinks.
Well, that's because that's wrong. Have you seen Itachi play across all the series this season? Tachi's killing it. That man won like 3 games while being blown away by a hurricane. How do you beat that? How? You don't. That's how.
I mean, Alakir, the Wind Lord.
I mean, good luck.
I'd like to point out. So you brought up the skill level of Itachi across all series, and since we have the stats available to us right now, so Itachi right now is 6-2 across all series, and I am 6-2 across all series. So I think you're giving a little bit more credit to one player and not the other. I'm just saying.
He won during a hurricane, so to me that is more skill. Just saying.
Okay.
Life in Danger, smashed it. I think he won 3-1 in one of those matches.
Okay.
Donde chilling in Maine. Not.
Yeah, we never have
weather
issues up here. Never have any weather issues up here.
Never.
I didn't have a
not
tree fall on
hurricane
my
level
house.
threats.
I had a tree fall on my house from the hurricane force wind.
Well,
last year.
maybe you shouldn't put your house near some trees. All right, move your house.
Feels like there are easier solutions, but okay.
Well, don't cut the tree down. We need trees.
I don't
move
need to
your
cut
house.
the tree down. The tree's falling itself. I don't need to do anything to it.
It's because you put your house too close to the tree.
I see. 6 and 2 is what? Yeah, one. No, you don't have to play in all series, and you can sub.
Yeah, which one are you missing? Shouldn't you have 9 games?
No.
Don't you play in 3 series?
I had a bye week in Legacy.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you got one of the early buys. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we were week 2 bye, so I'm 1-1 in Legacy right now. And Itachi's 1-1 in Wild. So we're both 3-0 in Hero, both 2-1 in Pro. He's 1-1 in Wild, and I would assume he either subbed or had a bye. Actually, I don't. Yeah, they have buys in Wild because of the amount.
Yeah, they have buys in Wild.
Yep. All right. Anyway, on to the next match. Mashin Weishas versus the Unknown. Big week for the Unknown here. Weishas, like we said before, sitting in 5th place. Unknown sitting down in 10th. Unknown really would like to get a win here to get back into the top half of the standings.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Dr. Pyro is back this week to play against Isocles. Heatshock will play BrushyTuna in the 2. Valdis will play Solo Jazz. And then Ufric versus Ron Mexico. And Roadrunner will looking to get his first win against Skittles. So, Tuna, I'll let you start with this one here. In your non-biased opinion, what do you think is going to happen?
Alright. So, my unbiased, realistic pick is 4-1 Unknown.
Oh.
But my biased pick, and me just being a memer, is Unknown 5-0ing. But realistically, I'm probably not beating Heatshock. But had to go with the meme with a 5-0 Unknown.
So you're going with the Big Ted approach of picking everyone but yourself.
Well, no, I ended up picking myself.
No, I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah, originally that was going to be,
yes,
yeah. I mean, we'll find out 8 p.m. on Sunday Night Showdown if I'm right or not.
We sure will. All right, Mako, how about you?
I am a fan of the Dr. Pyro versus Icicles matchup because it looks like Pyro versus Icicles. That was literally
I like that.
That was literally the first thing I saw whenever I was doing my picks. Was I was like, oh, fire and ice. So that's all I saw. But yeah, I have. I do not have. Oh my god, I do. Holy crap! I was about to call you, and I was about to just call you I literally have the Unknown winning 4-1 with Heatshock winning for you.
You do indeed.
I mean, that's a good call, though. That's a good call. Heatshock over me. I mean, that's the reasonable pick.
I forgot. I didn't realize I had made that.
Were you gonna smack talk me for the 5-0 Unknown?
I was about to smack talk you for the 4-1 Unknown.
Well, Lotus agrees insofar as he thinks the Unknown is going to win 3-2. He had Isocles, Ron Mexico, and Skittles with the win. I also said 3-2 Unknown. Solo Jazz, Ron Mexico, and Skittles get the win. So I say Dr. Pyro and Heatshock get W's for the Weishas. But yeah, this is interesting. I'm kind of surprised that all 4 of us picked the Unknown to win. And
You're surprised all 4 of us picked the Unknown?
Lotus also picked the Unknown.
I know, but I'm saying there's an automatic one of us picking the
Unknown.
Right,
I'm not surprised that one of us picked the Unknown. I'm surprised that all 4 of us picked the Unknown. But yeah, I mean, Unknown's a solid team. This is not surprising that they would be able to, I think bounce back from this poor start. But Lotus, not Lotus, you're Mako. I was looking at the name Lotus on screen. Mako, you brought up earlier that we have to keep the last season Mishas apart from this season's Weishas, and I think that's kind of what we're doing here. We're taking into account the current season and not necessarily falling back on a team that was dominant last season and just automatically picking them.
Yeah.
All right, on to match number 5. That's going to be Taplast versus the Windkeepers. So this is Taplast in 7th currently, Windkeepers in 9th right now. Only 1 point separating the two. So very, very tight, even matchup here. Both 1 and 2. Let's see. We've got CMAC versus Agent PW in the 1. We've got Your Mumked versus Clone. Lawful Dog versus Easy Bake. Typhoon versus G-Kick in the last champ. And Free Hong Kong, both looking for their first wins of the season. There is, in my opinion, this is going to be a 3-2. I'm going with Taplast. I think CMAC, Your Mumked, and Typhoon are my picks with Easy Bake. And I get Free Hong Kong to get his first W of the season. But it's still going to be one of those matches that I think is so close that neither of these teams are going to rise too far up the standings. Maybe like a 13-12, 14-12, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it'll be tight. Taplast will get the win, but it'll be a fun one to watch. Mako, what do you think's gonna happen here?
So Dude, I've said this before. I pick these, like, I do these matchups looking at the players, and that's it. And I don't pay attention to how these, like, actual matchups end up coming out. And I have Taplast with the clean sweep. Although I'm about to make one change here. So I actually have Taplast with the 4-1. I just changed the 5 seed matchup to being pawned with the win, over last champ after seeing the last champ's classes last week. So that was a change that I'm making right now, last second, since the match hasn't happened. But yeah, I have it as a 4-1. It's an extremely close matchup. So I mean, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but it's gonna be interesting.
Well, Lotus agrees that he thinks Taplast will win. He's got the top 3 seeds winning in CMAC, Your Mumked, Lawful Dog for Taplast, with G-Kick and Free Hong Kong winning for the Windkeepers. So another close one there. So will we round out the Windkeepers losing on all 4 of our boards here, Brushy?
Yeah. I think I have this 3-2 Taplast. CMAC takes it. Then I think I have Clone and Easy Bake being the only winners for Windkeepers, and then Typhoon and Last Champ winning.
Correct. I'm glad that you remember your picks so flawlessly. It's
that's actually kind of insane. Like, I forget all of my picks except for like one matchup.
Well, I start thinking about it as like Donde's like reading over the matches. I start like rethinking about like what I did. I'm like, I hope this is right, and then like, because this is how I'd pick it again. So
yeah.
Well, we'll see if you get if you go 6 for 6 here, because we got one match to go. But any other thoughts on Taplast versus Windkeepers before we move on?
No. Probably like you guys already said, it's probably gonna be a close match. So.
All right. So our final match of the week are the 2 teams that are at the bottom of the standings right now in Beard Boys versus Due Process, and this one is Due Process, the remaining winless team still in pro, looking to get on the board here. They've already gotten some points. That one that you see on the screen there, Getting It versus Boolean, has come out in favor of Boolean, 4-1 or 3-1 with now it's 4-1 total for Due Process with the point bonus. But all 3 of us except for Brushy had Boolean winning. He tried to switch to Getting It, and apparently Mako called him out. I was not.
I was trying to do it. Yeah, I was trying to do it to like meme on you because I saw like your highlight. You were literally like 2 spots down, like highlighted, and I was like, I wanted to see if I can give Donde like a mini heart attack by changing this, but. Yeah, it didn't work.
I was just kind of hanging out.
Mako jumped on it too fast.
Yeah.
I did see it.
So at the top, we got Always Just in Time versus Goose, a 3-0 matchup on both sides there. Honest Abe, 2-1 versus FBM's 2-0. Those are 2 humongous matches. Then Myadon, Mr. Python, and then, of course, Getting It and Boolean, who've already played. Inzi and Dr. BOMD in the 5 seed. So, interestingly enough, of course, Always Just in Time and Goose, one of those players will remain undefeated. Inzi and Dr. BOMD, one of those players will get their first win of the season here. And this is, I think, going to be a 3-2 win for the Beard Boys, with Always Just in Time winning in the 1, Honest Abe in the 2, and Myanodon in the 3. And then I did have, as we said, Boolean, and I have Dr. BOMD getting the win in the 5 seed. Brushy, please tell me you remember your picks.
Well, I know for sure I picked my Onodon because that's just what I do. I think I pick always just in time because I get to pick him again until he loses, if he ever loses, because he beat me. So I'm just giving him the respect he deserves. Also, after this weekend, finally learning on more about FBM2. He's definitely. I think he's gonna take it. He's very solid, and I think I have Dr. Bomdi taking it over NZ in the 5 seed.
All right, Mako.
Obviously, I had getting it. I think, but you know.
All right, I'm gonna try and pull a Brushy here and remember what my picks are.
Oh.
All right, tell me if I'm right once I'm done. So I have Just in Time winning in the 1, FBM2 winning for Due Process in the 2, Python winning for Due Process in the 3, Boolean winning in the 4, and then NZ winning in the 5 with a 3-2 for Due Process. Is that
there
right?
There you go. Yep. And you are the lone team on, or lone picker on the Due Process train this week, and we'll see if they are able to break the streak. But I mean, it's just a matter of time. Due Process is one of those teams that's struggled for so long that I think that there's just so much variance in Hearthstone anyway that eventually they've got to come out on top one of these weeks. And this does seem like one of the weeks that it could happen based on the Beard Boys struggles. But I think
it's crazy to me to think too that Due Process Beard Boys is a team that's 1-2 and has 36 points, and High Horizon is a team that's 1-2 and has 54 points.
High Horizon is 2-1.
I think you're thinking of the Weishas who are 1-2, but they have 40.
Oh, that's right. I had them mixed up in my head there. Oopsie.
Oopsie indeed. All right. Well, any last second thoughts before we head out? Tuna, I'll let you have the floor here to start.
Deuces. I don't know.
All right. Thanks for that. You're supposed to wait till the outro. Mako, any other last second thoughts on week 4 here before we wrap up?
Yeah, go follow the THL Twitter. I'm putting a lot of work into the meme game on that. It's been very fun.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what Rabobson has done with the Twitter account since taking over.
Fuck off.
I do have to say that Donde meme last week was pretty good.
Before we go, I want to give that story because it's so good and no one has heard that except for HSA. So if you saw the Donde tweet, I DM Donde the other night and said, "Hey, you got a pic of you I can use for an article I'm writing? Was gonna use your Twitter one, but didn't want to include your daughter in it and don't feel like editing." And he said, "Yeah, I can get one. What article is it?" And then he sent me that picture.
He never responded to my question.
I just sent out that tweet immediately after. And he's like, so pissed.
I was just mostly confused. FBM asked what Lotus's pick was for this. He has a 3-2 win for the Beard Boys. He had Just in Time, Myanodon, and Inzi winning, with FBM and Boolean winning for a Due Process. So yes, that was funny. I did enjoy the joke because everyone thinks that I'm the one who runs the Twitter account, and it's not. It's legitimately not me. I mean, I have the access to it, but I never log into it. So it's been Hat for the most part.
I think that Shaman tweet gave it away.
A little bit.
Yeah, probably. I think so. If it wasn't known before, when they're like, Shaman? Is this Mako?
It was the Shaman. Okay.
Oh man. Well, that's it for the show this week. Thank you for mocking me roundly as usual. That's perfectly fine. That's what we're here for. As a reminder, we will have the first incarnation of this season's power rankings, the player power rankings. After the first 4 weeks of the season in Legacy and Hero, we always reveal that on stream. So you will, and I get access to the Twitter account, vetoing the CMAC access to the Twitter account, unfortunately.
I'll send it to you after the stream.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mako. So we'll be back with that next week, and there are going to be a lot of matches on stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I could get them for you, but it will crash the cams, so I'm going to try to do that real quick here. But the the big thing to know is that we'll be back tomorrow night with Tavern Talk, the Legacy Show. That will be at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then tune in Friday night. Saku will be running that stream. I will have the Saturday evening stream starting at 9 p.m. this week. We have a 9 to 10 o'clock match. So
I think I know the Friday and Sunday matches right now.
Hit
if
us
you
with
want
the
them.
info.
I think so. Friday starts at 8 p.m. I think it starts off with Yoshster versus D Money. At 9, I think it's Free Hong Kong versus his legacy opponent. Is it Risen? I think he's playing Risen. 10 p.m. is Pro Series again, and it's Corden versus Gamer. And then that's the end of Friday. And then Sunday night at 8 is myself versus Heat Shock. And then at 9 p.m. is it No Glocko versus Skittles? And then there's going to be a possible wild match at 10 o'clock after that. That one's still being scheduled.
You're correct about all of those, and again, I'm very impressed by your memory, and because I did manage to get the Discord up in browser, so I don't kill the cameras. I have on Saturday at 9 p.m. we have Wengor versus McBanterface. The pro matchup here will open us on Saturday, and then 10 o'clock is going to be Corridon versus Gamer RVG. So it'll be a double
on Saturday.
Yeah.
That match is scheduled for 10 on Friday.
That is the one on Friday. My bad. I was reading the wrong one.
I'm not even looking at anything, Donde.
Come
what you doing?
Whatever.
Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yes. It's no.
It's my favorite meme.
The other match will be Lemur. No, it's Lemur's team. Wash in the Wind. Yeah, Lemur versus Wash in the Wind on Saturday at 10. Whew, that was harder than it needed to be. So yeah, so plenty of stuff. Tune in, lots of matches. It should be exciting, and that's it for us. So good luck in your matches the rest of the week, everybody out there. We will see you next week. Tuna, thank you for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. Mako, thanks for dealing with Tuna through the technical difficulties.
I think it was more on you having to deal with it than Mako having to deal with it.
Well, you're the one.
I didn't have a choice, so.
Yeah, that's true.
But thanks, everybody. We are out. See you next week. Good luck. Later.
Later.